dear friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and of course, hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration. And here you see already on the table are the things we need for this DIY. We need, of course, the tumbler tile blocks, the smaller blocks. Of course, I have here my container with everything inside, some markers, brushes, scissors, some mud pots, some twine, and of course the wood glue. I use a simple brand, like I always said, is Padex, but you can use any brand you like. Especially don't pay too much. I have here my paint and I have here my creamy color paint, but maybe I will do another color. I have here my saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. What we're going to make, we are going to make for the Christmas season, we're going to make a Christmas barn but in the shape of a cupboard. So we will see how this will turn out. So you see already the first step is already on my table because or else it takes much too long if I'm going to count it out with you. It is 16 blocks, 16 blocks and 16 blocks. So and we're going to glue them together for one side of our cupboard of shelves, how you call it. You can use it as organizing, you can use it for anything. So we're just going to very easy glue the longest side of the blocks and place them immediately against each other, so like this, and over here and this way. And I always say, if you want to do a DIY from me, you always make sure that you have 4 until 5 packages laying around in your stash. Then you always have enough of your blocks, because I never know how many blocks I will use or not use. So because I change it up by the moment, I really have no idea. I start with something, but most of the times it turns out totally different than normally. So I always say just keep 4 packages until 5 laying in your stash, and then you always have enough for the DIY. So I'm going to make sure that I have a straight line, and I'm going to do row number 2 and 3 a little faster. So now we have our 3 pieces of 16 blocks, and we're going to place on the side, place this one on the side. We're going to do some glue on the tops over here, and we only wait a couple of minutes because we don't want that everything is sticking too much to each other, because that's not what you want. Of course, I'm going to place this one, and you see already I'm not doing it right. I need to turn it over. We're going to do this side, and of course it can fall out of each other, but it doesn't matter. Just place it against each other again and it will stick to each other very easily. But we only wait a couple of minutes because now we can fill in the open gaps easier than if we wait too long. So now we have a nice plank. Make sure that one of the sides, this one is totally smooth though, make sure that one of the sides at least is flat. So I'm going to let this dry, and we're going to now, for this is one side of the cupboard, now we're going to go for the other side of the shelf cupboard. So again, I have for the next step again 3 rows of 16 blocks, and I'm going to do again on the longest side, because this side will be in the shape, like I told you, in a kind of a farmhouse barn, but you can also make a simple barn. It doesn't have to be farmhouse. You can also give it a glam touch. You don't have to do anything. You can even change it up like a real house. So this DIY you can go with all the way. You don't have to make it the way I make it. It's just an inspiration, and you can totally give your own twist on it, because I always say I make the base and the mistakes, and you can easily make it in one piece and make it to your own taste. And I always also show you all the mistakes, because I make a lot of mistakes with my DIYs, because I am also just an amateur like everyone else, but I just love to show how everything is made. But Don't expect that everything goes perfectly and smooth, because it doesn't, at least not on my my channel. So I have already 16 squeeze it, and I'm going to do the other 2 and 3 a little faster. So again, I have my 3 pieces of 16. I'm going to go carefully, place this one on the side, and like I told you, just do some glue on the top side. Make sure that every block has a little bit of glue over here, and then we're going to place it aside like this. And we're going to place this one over here, and we're going to make sure that at least one of the sides is totally even. The best is, of course, if all the sides are even, but that's not always really happening, because the blocks are most of the time some. I have here also already a block which is already pieces. You see this one, if you see he's already coming off, a little piece is missing. So this is what I mean. Not all the blocks are the same. So I think you also have the same problem. Let me know in the comments if you have, because I buy them here in the Netherlands, but maybe if you buy them in another country, let me know if your blocks are also very different. I know there are blocks which are mixed blocks, which is brown and white. That's also what we don't have here. So let me know in the comments if your blocks are always the same size, or that you have the same problem that I have, and that you have to work with it and try to make the best of it, because it really works. It doesn't matter, because you will get your way in it. So I'm going to give this also a couple of hour rest, and the other one also. So both of the pieces we give 2 hours a rest. So the next step will be the little shelves we were going to use for our cupboard. We are going to take 12 blocks. So we're going to do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and number 12. And we do this again a second time. We have already 5. We lay them flat on the table. We have already 8 and 9 and 10, 11 and 12. If everything is correctly, we have 2 of the same rows, and we do very easy also on this one. The longest part we are going to glue, but also here you can change it up any way you like. But this is just a nice way of giving your decor a little bit of an organizing, because you can do some decoration on top, but you also can use it in a craft room, maybe in a bathroom. You can use it anywhere. That's always the greatest. If you use something like shelves or something else, it's always nice to do it maybe in your kitchen. You do again some bakery on top of here. You can use it for all seasons and for every day. So that's always the greatest. And again, number 11 and number 12, and we're going to squeeze it from within, and we go to the outside, because if we do it one, everything will pops out. We're going to squeeze it over here and over here. And of course, Wanda, I am always, I know I say a lot of squeezing, and I know you're doing it together with me, but no, I say a lot of squeeze, but that's what I mean. I don't know. We in the Netherlands we say knijpen, but that's a much different word than you have it in English. So we say knijpen, of drukken, of persen, but you say a squeeze. So I'm going to let it rest for a couple of minutes. As you already, we need to make sure that we have a straight line. So we wait a couple of minutes. So I gave it a couple of minutes. I place one on the side, because we're going to make one piece out of it. We do a thin line of glue, place it against each other, and we're going to give it some pressure so everything can fill up the space over here. And make sure that you have a nice straight. This one needs to go a little more down, so we have a kind of a straight line over here this way. And we're going to wipe away. We're going to let this rest. Now we're going to take 4 blocks, and we're going to do the tops over here. This is 1, number 2, and number 3, because number 4 is the closure up. We're going to squeeze it, and this way, and make sure that you have everything fitting nicely. Then we're going to get another one of 4 and we do some on the tops again. This is number 2 and number 3, and we're going to squeeze it and press it together this way, and we're going to wipe away the glue from the tops, and we're going to let this rest also a couple of minutes. So we did wait a couple of minutes. What we're going to do, we are going to glue 2 of them on this border of this shelf. We do some line over here, very thin line on the side over here, and we're going to place this one against this one. We do here the same. We do some glue on this side. We're going to get it up and we're going to place it on this side over here. So again, press everything together nicely. So this way, make sure that everything is fitting. And we're going to let this rest at least also for an hour. And we're going to make now little shelf number 2. So you see already, I have again 2 times 12 blocks on the table. I'm going to do this a little bit faster, don't worry. I will do this one only together with you, and the rest I will do a little faster. So this is already the first row of number 12 blocks and the last number 11, and we're going to squeeze it again and make sure that we have a straight line. So now I'm going to do the rest a little faster. So now we have our 2 pieces of 12 already again, and we're going to do 2 pieces of 4. So then you have the same shelf again like we already earlier made. So you only do the tops again, the same like we did with the first one. So just row them together on until 1 piece over here, and we're going to do this one. And then you already have your 2 shelves, but of course you can do 3, you can do more, but then I would recommend make your barn for the season a little bit higher. I'm going to do it for the Christmas season barn because I am a Christmas channel, and we're going slowly into a little of the Christmas DIYs. So you never can start too early with DIYing, especially if you want to make gifts for persons. So we are going to go slowly. Of course, we also do another season. Of course, fall will come and the everyday decor, but of course also Christmas, because we are a Christmas and I love Christmas. So Sharon, don't worry, the Christmas is coming already to your way. So we are going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So again, we gave it a couple of minutes. We're going to do some glue on the sides again, and we're going to place this against each other. Make sure that everything is fitting nicely, and you see where you still can redo it and feel with your fingers that you have a nice line over here. And we're going to fill in the gaps, and we're going to give this also a couple of minutes. And also with this shelf we are going to place some glue on the underside, on the underline over here, and we place this one against here. This way we're going to do here the same, and I feel that everything is sticking nicely on the bottom because you don't want that everything is breaking off. And we make sure that everything has a little bit of the glue because he doesn't really glue very well. So we're going to place it over here, squeeze it, and we're going to let this rest also a couple of hours. So if everything is correctly, you have 2 of the shelves like this. I showed you a little bit closer, and you have 2 planks like this. That will be a barn outside. It's at least the front of a barn, 2 pieces. So what we're going to do, we're going to place this aside because they are ready to paint. What we're going to do, we're going to make first the roof for our barn, and I'm going to take 4 blocks down. So I make a mark over here on this side and on this side, and we do it 1 in the middle. And we're going to do it very easy. We just get our ruler and we're going to make a simple line where we can cut it with our saw. So, and I use, like everyone knows, my jigsaw, but you can use, of course, also a hand saw. And I'm going to go over to this side. We go over this way, and we go over to, of course, 4 pieces. We go this way, or else it will be a very big roof, and that's not what we want. So we go this way, and we go over here, and I make the mark a little bit thicker because I have old eyes, so I need to make sure that I see it right. So, and this is what you get, and of course I'm going to do the other one the same. So I have my 2 pieces lined out, and now I'm going to get to my garage and I'm going to saw it out. But it's a very easy cut because it's only straight like this. So I'm going to do this right now. So now I have my frames already for the outside of my farm barn. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some roof on the side, but first I'm going to get 2 blocks, and I'm going to get my ruler. I'm going to measure out, I'm going to do them in half, and I do that, I think, to make sure I do 3, but of course you need only 4 half blocks. But I'm going to do 3 because if I cut wrong, then I always have a 1 reserve for it. So I'm going to do this 3 in half. So for each barn we need 4 whole blocks like this and 2 small blocks of half blocks. And here again 4 of the bigger ones and 2 of the half blocks. We are going to paint the roof, of course, in a different color than we do the barn itself. But now we have our roof, so we're going to place this aside. This is for one roof. This is for the second roof. We place this apart. Now we need, of course, some blocks. We are going to make a frame for the doors. So I am going to look for how I want to have it. You can do it this way. You can do it even higher. You can, that you say, I'm going to go for this way. Go to the side. You can go for 1 door. You can go for 2 doors this way, and then do it over here. So you can change this up. Of course, he has to come next to it and do a 1 in the middle and place 1 over here. And then, of course, we need to cut off a little piece. So, but you can make the doors any way you like. I'm just giving you an example how I do it, but you don't have to do it, of course. So I'm going to figure out how exactly I want to have it, and you see this in a moment. So I figured mine out. I'm going to place this to a side. We're going to get 2 sets of 8 sets of 2. We already have 4, and I need, of course, a couple of blocks extra. We already have number 6, 7, and 1 number 8. So we do very carefully. We do some glue on the tops over here, and we're going to place them together. We do here some glue also on the top and on this one. And this is so easy to do. And later we're going to do 1 of the 4 and 1, of course, the other 4 we're going to make a little shorter. But now I'm not going to place them straight up. I'm going to do them flat because I saw that I liked it a little better, but you see that in a moment. So just squeeze them and wipe away the glue you don't need, and give this a couple of minutes drying before we're going to glue it on the frame of our barn. So we're going to squeeze it and let it dry for a couple of minutes. So now we have our 4 pieces of 2 over here and our 4 pieces of 2 over here, and we are going to paint it. I'm going to paint this one in the creamy color, but of course also the shelves I'm going to do in the creamy color, and the pieces for the roof, the 4 bigger ones and the 2 smaller ones. Everything will be in the cream color. At least that will be my accent color. And the frame of the farms itself, I'm going to do it in another color. I don't know if I'm going to do red, or maybe it's from gray or something else. I have to look. Maybe dark brown is also an option. So we will see. But first I'm going to do this in the cream color. So I have all the pieces, the accent pieces, so I like the roof, the sides of the barn. I have everything in the creamy color. Now I'm going to do my frame of my barn, and I'm going to choose for the dark chocolate color brown, but do whatever you think is right. Maybe you want to spray paint it in totally in a silver or gold, or maybe something else. So I'm going to paint this one also in a brown, but I won't bore you with that. I do this a little faster. So I placed a piece of paper kitchen towel on top of here to prevent that my pieces are scratching. So of course I'm going to place this one over here. And I'm going to place this one, of course, over here. What we're going to do now, I'm going to do the roof on top of here. So I'm going to lay this a little lower, and we make sure that the roof is sticking out over here. I think I'm going to go a little lower even then, because we don't want that we have glue everywhere. So we want to do it this way. I'm going to get my 4 hole blocks. This one for this side, and of course my 2 half blocks. So I'm going to get my wood glue, and it's very easy to do. You just first, of course, you can glue first 2 together, and then of course number and then half together this way, and then glue it in once. But I'm going to try this time to do it loose. So that's why I chose for it to do everything separately. I don't know if this will work or not, we will see. So I do a little glue over here, and on the tops I'm going to place it over here. I'm not going to press it. I'm going to do here the same, and a little on the top. So I'm going to make sure that everything is sticking nicely. And of course you see already what I did it already wrong, because I don't have to do it on this side, I do it on the inside. I have to look for that I place it over here, because I did make the mistake to glue it over there. Now I'm going to place this one over here in a point, and we're going to make sure that it squeeze everything together this way. This is one. Now we get another one. We do some on the top, and we do a little on the front, and we do on the other top this way, and we're going to place it over here. And we're going to give it a little bit of pressure until the other one this way. And we do here the same. We do on both sides, on this side, on this side, and on this side. And I'm going to place this one over here. Make sure you give it a little bit of squeeze. And now the only thing we need to do, we do some glue on this side. And we're going to place it over here very carefully, and we do here the same. Some glue, and we place this one over here. Make sure that you don't have the kitchen towel paper with it, because you don't want that. I think I'm going to turn this one around. I think this side looks better. Yes, it does. So always move the blocks around and make sure that you have the right side which is fitting nicely. So I'm going to give this at least a half hour rest. I'm going to do the other side, but of course I do it a little faster. So we have the roof on top of here. What we're going to do, we're going to take the 4 pieces, which we will make as a door. So we're going to place this one over here. This one will be in the middle. We're going to measure out where we want to have it. And the number 4, we're just going to measure out. I did it already before, already for you, so you can see it easily. So I'm going to glue this. So I have this on the sides, and this one will be in between. So again, over here, I'm going to do some glue. I'm doing some glue on the 2 double side. Oh, you see already, was thinking why didn't fit here, but of course on top of here, make sure that you have a smooth ending over here. So don't go over the ending of your barn, because or else he can't stand up. So we do here the same. We do some glue, and we place this one also on the side over here, and this one we do some glue, and we place this one in the middle. We didn't squeeze everything, so that's why we can still redo it. Give it a little bit of pressure and make sure that everything is fitting nicely on each other. So this way, and feel on the underside that you don't go over the line, and this way. And now you can squeeze it, and get a small brush like this one is. And of course, if the glue is coming out, just wipe it away. And also on the inside, make sure that you wipe the glue away this way. Now I already did saw out the little piece, so this was the 2-piece, and you see already this is the piece I cut off. It's only a little piece, and if everything is correctly, here is fitting nicely over here. So I'm going to give some glue on this side, and I'm going to place it over here in the middle and give it some pressure. I also, when I did paint the cream, I did also paint a couple of the skewers, and I always have a couple of the cream ones laying around because I use a lot of these pieces. So I already did paint it in the color you like. I'm going to get my marker, my pencil, and I'm going to place this one inside in the corner like this, and I'm going to do this one to the other corner, and I make a little mark where I need to cut. So I get my tool and I'm going to cut it off like this. And you see already now this is fitting nicely over here. I'm going to do here the same, but in the opposite direction. Get my pencil, make a little mark, and I'm going to cut it off. And if everything is correctly, this one is fitting over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this piece, I'm going to do some glue on this side and on this side. And we place it over here. Of course, we have to look that we have it in the corner where we want to have it and not somewhere else. And we do here the same. Some on the ending over here. But I use wood glue, but you can use any glue you like. If you want to use another glue, it's also fine too. So again, we're going to place it down and we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying. Of course, I'm going to wipe away the glue which did go on top of this one because we don't want that. So we're going to give it some time to rest now. So in the meantime, while this is drying, I did get my bags of wooden ladders. You see already I have a lot of ladders. It's from a very thin wood, and I'm going to make here the word barn, but you can use some stickers. If you can write very nice, then you can even write it on top of here in the color you like. But I am just not a great writer to make a word, so I'm going to use some word barn, and I'm going to do it on top of here, and I'm going to paint them in the creamy color. So I have here already my letters barn, but before I'm going to glue them on top of here, I'm going to get my little garland, which is always in this kind of package. It was only $1.50 and it's in euros, but it's similar like dollars. So I'm going to, oh, I'm sorry for the noise. I'm going to get a piece out. I'm going to make a nice little wreath, and I'm going to double it up. So very easy, just going to turn it around like this, and then you go make another turn. I'm going to cut it off like this, and I'm going to make a nice shape in it, and I'm going to turn them around until I have a nice wreath I enjoy. But of course I do it always a little bit thicker because you want that it is a little bit of a full wreath. And this is such a nice, if you can buy it, I think you can buy it anywhere. I did see it already in a lot of stores, even I think Dollar Tree also have them, and Temu and AliExpress, you can buy them anywhere, and they are so handy to make little wreath. So if you have the time, or maybe to look for it, I hope you do, because it's so easy. And we are going to glue this one just above the door of the barn. So, and then we can later do the words over here. So I think he is very nicely. So I'm going to get my hot glue, and I'm going to do 2 pieces over here, let some glue, and over here, and glue it on the barn over here. So I'm going to make sure that a little of the greenery is on the front, because we want it on the front. So we do some glue, of course, over here. And I make sure that I have enough glue. Oh, and he is already falling down on me, but it doesn't matter. A lot of things are falling down on me always. So it doesn't matter. So I'm going to have this one. Now I'm going to do a little on the inside over here. And I'm going to place this one also down over here. And I'll keep it in place for a couple of seconds because it's not immediately dried in. So, and then if everything is dried up, I'm going to work with the leaves so they come up a little bit more. And it looks more like a wreath. I'm going to get my piece of garland. This is a piece of garland. I always buy a garland and cut it apart so you have lots for your money. So I'm going to do 4 of the bigger ones and 4 of the smaller ones for doing in this wreath, because it is at least a Christmas garland. You can make it any way you like. If you want to do it for the fall, just do some fall leaves around here, or maybe some little pumpkins. Just do whatever you think is right. I make it because I'm, like I told you, a Christmas channel also. So I'm going to do it for the Christmas season. So now I have my wreath already finished, and of course you can do it any way you like. Now I'm going to place the words barn over here, and I'm going to place 2 of them sideways and the other one over here. And I'm just going to work with it where I want to have it. I don't want them too high, and of course this can be a little bit lower, and this way. So now I'm going to get my wood glue, and I take my time just to glue them on top of here. And now we already have the first front of the barn. I'm now doing the other one in the same decoration. So, and then we're going to glue the little shelves in between, but I'm going to make the second one out of camera because or else it takes much too long of your time. So this is how the barn, both of them, turned out. Of course I have here another one. So we have 2 of the same one for the outside, but now we're going to get the real hard task, because I can't turn it around and lay it flat on the back side, because that would be real handy, because then I can easily do my piece on top of here. But I am still looking if I use maybe that I just do it a little bit sideways. If I do 2 pieces of this one and just lay it this way, and then get my shelves and then glue one this way and one this way. So I have to look for what is the best way to glue this on top of here, because it's a little bit difficult to get it fitting over here. So I'm going to do it best, and I'm going to think about it what I will do. So you see, I built a little bit of a piece with my DVDs over here, and I'm going to try to let it over here. So I'm going to place 2 blocks, but on block number 3 I'm going to glue 1, and I'm going to glue, I think over here that will be block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think block 10. I think block 10 from underside, block 10, and block number 3. So, but you can do it any height you like. So I'm going to do some wood glue on the ending over here and around here, over here, and I'm going to try to place it where I need to have it, because we will see how this will turn out. And of course he's not totally the same size, so try to get it in the middle where you want to have it. So let it fall down, give it a little bit of pressure, and let it dry in for a couple of minutes before you let it go. So you see already I turned my barn with the point this way, because I couldn't see where I did glue my shelves. So like I said, I did one on number 3 and I'm on row number 10 over here. So I'm going to let it rest for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to do some glue on top over here, and I place my other barn on top of here also, and then I'm going to let it dry for a couple of hours. But I'm going to do it with glue. It seems to work very nice at this moment. I don't know if I think about it later, so I really am a little bit struggling, and I'm hoping that it will stay. But you also can use some nails, or maybe you can use some, yeah, here in the Netherlands we call it nietje. I don't know how you call it. It slipped my mind how you call it in English. I know what it is. A lot of you use it already. You have some machine for it. Nails, if I'm correct, you also have a machine for that. So you can use that also. But I am going to try to do with wood glue. I don't know if I will I will succeed or not, but you will see this in a moment. You see the quick impression. And here you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks cupboard barn, and I'm so happy how this one turned out. Of course, you can change them up any way you like, because I do it for decoration, but you can change them up for organization. You can do some drawers on top of here, maybe some boxes, do whatever you think it's right. Of course, I hope you do this DIY also, and everyone who is here only to watch, I hope you had fun watching again. And everyone who is new here, of course, I hope you enjoy what you saw, and if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to my description box, there you find the link for our DIY channels. Hope to see you there, have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!